Hey there, folks. Looking for those best deals in town? Come on down to Uber Emporium. We got deals and steals here. Officially forgotten miscellaneous stuff for us, direct from the passenger's back pocket to the seat of a random Uber to you. And we pass the savings on. We got deals and steals. Come on down. Everything's 50% off plus surge. You can pay through the app. Don't worry, you're probably getting charged for it anyways. We do get discounts for Uber Teen out there if you can show that. You have to be. We don't care about unaccompanied minors in this store. Let me tell you. Not that Uber does, anyways. But anyways, let's get to the products here tonight. Today we're featuring candy, boxed and individual. We got this brand new, half-eaten, half-full box bag of Luden's cough drops right here. Wild cherry flavor, that's the best one. Tastes like candy. I like to rub it on my gums in the morning. Keeps my teeth sharp. Anyways, we'll send you the whole bag. Or if you just want a couple pieces, we can do that. We can make that happen too. We got prescription medication over the counter and under the counter, and alongside the counter. What is this? This is just a box, but this is Tylenol PM, folks. So for those long Uber rides that you're gonna probably forget some more stuff and leave in someone else's Uber, don't worry. This could be yours. It could already been yours. Actually, if you forgot it in an Uber, here's your chance to buy it back. But we got Tylenol and Tylenol PM. Let's see here. That's it for medical stuff. Oh, hey, just this forgotten in an Uber Black SUV, but it was only occupied by one person. And not naming any names, but that person happens to be in a lot of legal trouble in the news. If I mention the name, you might be thinking like, oh, okay, well, yeah, they like to party a little too hard. This is a male urinal. So for those really long trips, this comes in handy. Let's see here. Can we get a close up on that? Yeah, boxed, ready to go. Some cleaning required, but this is a good one. Bathroom safety. It's all about bathroom safety. You don't want to get those cleaning fees for just, whatever the price we're going to let this one go for. Again, everything's 50% off plus surge. Discounts, there's discounts all the time. On the other hand, there's also surge all the time, so it kind of balances out. Anyways, come on down to Uber Emporium. We got everything. Come on down. We'll make a deal. Just call us in the app.
Well, midnight headlight, blindly on a rainy night, steep grade up ahead, slow me down and making no time. I gotta keep it rolling. Those are windshield wipers slapping out the tempo, breaking from the rhythm with the song on the radio.
What perfect timing. Everybody's here. Happy Thursday night, everybody. Did everybody see that? Did you all see the commercial, Kim? Cheyenne,
I'm like, I think I felt I came in at the really wrong time with that.
So we have Joe in the chat. That's Lake Falls Studios. You guys check him out. He is hilarious. He's amazing at these effects. He's got a gig show going now. It's awesome. Check it out. But that's just a skit he does. So he does one of many. So anyway, what's up? We got Kim's Side Money Plans. We got Gig Work Mama. We got Uber driver Tom, and we won't have Michelle for a few weeks. Kim just told me that she was down and out a little bit. And I just actually had time to call her real quick. So she needs to get better first. So she's going to do that. So let's have Michelle get better. But okay, I wanted to start with this because I want to see if Tom knows, but I also want to see if you two know, or who in the chat knows this. If you take a passenger and you allow pets, an Uber pet, I know you're not rideshare drivers, but something happens, a person pukes, whatever, you take a picture and you get a cleanup fee, right? We all know this?
Yes.
Okay. What happens when it's a service animal?
Same thing.
Nothing. You're not allowed to get $1.
Is that right?
Yep. They can puke, they can rip your seats, they can go to the bathroom in your car, anything, and it's okay. And you are not legally okay to tell them no. And I think, as Tom knows, as I know, I don't mind taking some of the small dogs that people say are service animals, but you cannot ask a person if it's a service animal.
But why can't you get compensation if they damage your vehicle? Just like
no
if it's
idea.
a person, it's like an extension of the person.
I think
If
it's
someone
good.
puked in your car.
The only thing I can come up with is, like, now people have, and I mean, if this is what you need, but they have emotional support animals. That didn't really used to be a big thing. So, like, they'd wear like the orange vest. They don't have to wear those or anything. If they say it's service animal, it is. But they used to wear those orange vests, and they used to be trained so well they would not do any of that stuff.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people have like emotional support animals that are not state certified to be, to not do things in your car. And so I don't know. I was just looking at that. I thought it was the weirdest thing. I'm like, I never knew this, and I did it forever. Like, that had pissed me off.
Yeah, I'd be very upset about that.
Tomorrow at 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific, I'm gonna do that follow-up to the Uber transparency law here in Colorado. A lot of people have been asking. So we'll do that tomorrow. It's like an extra podcast I'll be on here. But I did want this is a quick story. This is pretty funny. This is a really quick story. So there was a story going around last week about, there's a lot of these happen, about drivers gone missing, right? Oh, this driver's missing. We got to find him. There's search parties. And so a DoorDash who was reported missing last week, making a delivery. Let's see. Davis was reported missing after he left his girlfriend's house in Clayton County in her car on Friday, January 24th, but he never came back home. No one could reach him by phone, and the car was last spotted in DeKalb County, leaving his girlfriend to worry about his safety. Now, everybody, don't worry. He has been in jail the whole time.
What?
Oh, wow. So he didn't get one phone call to let somebody know?
The news couldn't find him, and he was in jail.
Did no one think to check there first?
Well, maybe not.
But they're putting out missing, like, watch for this guy.
But how did he? What?
And it just makes me think, like, dude, why doesn't the news do their job? I mean, Kim even just said it. That's public record. You can just, is it so-and-so over there? Oh, okay, cool. He's arrested.
Well, they would assume looking into hospitals, maybe not prisons.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you, though? And I guess the cynic in me, if I was a reporter, I would kind of cover all my avenues before I say, hey, this guy's missing.
Wow.
I mean, I think it's really, I don't know. I think it's hilarious, but it also kind of spotlights how bad of a job we do it so much.
But why is he in prison? Like, what happened?
They didn't get to that part.
That's the juicy part that we want to know.
Right.
Yeah, because like,
this is just,
then
so
we can go
the title is Vanished DoorDash Driver Found in Metro Atlanta Jail.
what?
Because then we could have gone into, well, then how did he get on the DoorDash platform if he was arrested?
This is so weird.
I think
Like, did
it's
he do the
hilarious.
delivery and something happened and he got arrested, or like,
Yeah.
what?
It's
There's
just
too many
it's
holes.
just a story that just, I mean, obviously this isn't the story of him. This is like the story to retract all the stories that Atlanta ran of this guy missing.
My goodness.
Oh, he's not missing. We arrested him.
Wow.
I don't know. I found it hilarious. Not that he's arrested, and as long as he didn't, hopefully he didn't do what they think he did, he gets out, or if he did, he stays in there. I don't know. But then before we're going to get into the New Jersey bill a little bit tonight, because it's pretty interesting. I thought it was a lot compared to what Pennsylvania's trying, and Georgia. I had to look, but we have the Georgia Portable Benefits Pilot Program too, which isn't a law, but that's the one I thought New Jersey was like. There's some differences. So you in Jersey will want to hear this. And again, every state should be listening because every time we do one of these, something's changing. But first, there was a woman. This is a whole long article about this woman has an idea for a shopping app update. It basically, the whole thing goes on, and it's a story, goes on about, and it kind of is giving her the credit she does. Like, okay, this person sounds like she's what's her idea going to be? Her idea is that through Instacart, you can say you do not want a man shopper. Kim, damn it.
I'm just laughing just because of all the conversations we've had about male shoppers. I think this is absolutely hilarious.
Okay, but this got me thinking. And Lyft has a feature where you can select as a female that you want a female Lyft driver. So when that us being independent contractors and that lady who couldn't fit last week into the Lyft, isn't that sexist to only take females taking females?
I think it's very
for Lyft, I think it's understandable
that they break the law.
Well, I think it's more once you get assigned, if you see that it's a guy and you're kind of sketched out, you just cancel and keep trying, I guess.
I don't know, Tom. You got to weigh in on this one. You got to feel something on this one.
On just women being the
fact that Lyft has an option for women to get women. Like I can't request a woman driver.
Why would you want to?
Oh, are you accusing me of something?
That's been out there for close to 2 years now. They've been doing that.
I know, but doesn't that fall under sexism or something? Don't we got something here? I mean, I don't know. It's like this Instacart thing. Like this wasn't one of those 1-2 sentence things where you're like, oh, it's one of those. This was like read a few paragraphs and get to and like she's building herself up, and it's like, and men shouldn't be allowed to shop because they don't know how to replace items. And I was like, what? Like
with Instacart, I think
I know how to shop.
So I look at the two things differently. If we're just talking about women wanting women drivers, I don't have a problem with that. Whatever, that's cool. I think men should be able to ask for men drivers so that if we want to listen to football stuff, like it's usually on in my car, we can listen to the football stuff. But, but this bit about I only want a woman doing the shopping, that to me crosses a line someplace.
Of course it does.
Yeah.
But it is a running gag. Like I even just saw
this one isn't a gag though. This one is like she's actually making like a real proposal here.
But this is the thing. In order for it to be fair, it would have to be the reverse way around. Like guys should only be able to request guys as shoppers. You know what I'm saying? Like it should be equal.
But that'll never happen.
Yeah,
I'm just saying though, in order for it to be equal in equal genders, like it should be like that, right? Like there has to be some kind of equality behind it. Like it just can't be, I want a woman shopper. You know what I'm saying? Like it needs to be fair all the way across and have that option.
I guarantee you people cancel on men.
Oh, for sure.
That's just
they talk about it all the time. They don't even hide it.
Yeah, like that's just wrong. Like, why am I bad at shopping because some guy couldn't replace your whatever you needed replaced? And did they ever think it's the app? The app doesn't suggest the best things either.
No, but
you might just be best to skip it and move on.
But some of these replacements are really bad, though.
But okay, but I'm sure women do it too. I'm sure we just don't hear about it.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's some really bad women shoppers.
Can we just say that there is, whether it's a man or woman, there are Instacart shoppers that just don't give a crap whether you're a man or a woman, and no matter what, like it's equal to me. It's equal across the board. Men can shop, women can shop. As long as you do a good job, who the heck cares? Like that's where the equality comes in.
I think that anyone that needs a woman shopper at least a man gets paid some money to go over there and talk to her and at least ask her why.
About
I don't think there's anyone that needs.
Why do you need a woman shopper?
Yeah.
Nobody needs a woman shopper. It's not a need.
A couple of, well, maybe about a year and a half, 2 years ago, I was doing a shop and I got through the shop. I paid it, everything. I was out the door. And then the delivery note says male shopper only. After I went through the whole entire thing. And I'm like, so I called immediately and said, I'm not comfortable delivering this if this customer is only requesting only a male shopper. And they canceled the batch for me, even though I had already shopped it.
Male shopper only?
Yeah.
Did they want something specific that was, should we say, male oriented?
No, it was.
Was the customer a female or a male?
No, it was a male, and he was requesting a male shopper, and he said that he only wanted a male person. And it was easy stuff. It was like organic milk, eggs, coffee. It was like 5 simple things.
What? That's sketchy. Where were you delivering it to? Was it somewhere that women aren't allowed to go to?
No.
That's what I was thinking too. I was like, is it one of those countries where the women are shamed everywhere and they're here now and like
No. It was
better be a man that brings my groceries.
I personally didn't even feel comfortable proceeding going forward with the order period. I didn't know what I was even walking myself into.
It's like the Little Rascals movie. No,
I just want to be a fly on the wall of anybody if they're asking for just male or just female. I think it's weird because I don't think that like all we hear about in the news is, oh, male shoppers suck. We've been hearing it for years. But like we just all agreed, I'm sure female shoppers suck too.
I see a lot of shoppers inside of Costco, and obviously you can tell when they're shoppers. And the things that they're doing, there was just one on the weekend that I saw, and he's like walking through. He came in that fridge section like 5 times. And I'm like, you have things in your cart that are frozen, that are like, but yet you're around the store. You don't know where you're going. I can tell you don't know where you're going. And he's like picking up something, going back out. And the way that they just like throw things in the cart, but then you see women doing that too. It's not just men.
I'm gonna start being in the store and being a total professional, and I'm gonna ask all women if they need any help locating things.
Because that's not creepy.
Not creepy at all.
I see you're looking for something. Can I help you?
Okay,
I'm
that's
a good
totally like
shopper.
that's creepy. That's just totally creepy. Don't do that.
That would be
I
so
won't
weird. Oh my gosh.
I won't do that.
If you like creepo in aisle 2, security.
Yeah, exactly.
But okay, we do have a new bill. People have been asking me about it. I know that some of you have looked this through. Kim sent it to me last night. Let's talk about this. All right. So I actually sat down, read the PDF. I made some bullet point notes. And this is New Jersey Bill S1386. Okay. So we'll go through it by the sections. It's only the final version is only 5 pages, but it's all in legal writing. So here's my broke down version. We got the definitions. So let's see who we're talking about. So contracting agent, any business or entity that facilitates the provision of services by workers to consumers and makes payments to workers as independent contractor 1099. Department is Department of Labor and Workforce. So digital marketplace network, online platforms used by contracting agents to facilitate services between workers and consumers. There's us. And then individual portable benefits, an account created by a qualified benefit provider, which contracting agents contribute on behalf of workers. And we'll get to that. But what it's saying is the platforms. And in Atlanta, it's different. So that's why I want to really like say that it's them. But the principal and manufacturer who compensates sales representatives through commissions, qualified benefit provider, nonprofit provider eligible to offer benefits to workers under the Act. Worker, a person providing services, and here's a person providing services through a contracting agent working 40 plus hours a month. So to
That's
get
a
these
lot.
benefits, you have to work 40 a month. You could work them all in, and I looked, you can work them all in 1 week. You can work them all 10 a week for 4 weeks. Doesn't matter how you break it down. Exclusions from worker definition are sales representatives of principals, employees under collective bargaining agreements for these apps, individuals engaged in selling financial products or services, and licensed real estate agents and healthcare professionals. So the contribution requirements. So the contracting agents, so the platforms that facilitate services for 50 plus workers in a year must contribute to the workers' individual portable benefits accounts. Contribution is the lesser of 15% of earnings or $6 per hour worked, prorated per minute if necessary. I couldn't get to the bottom of it, but I believe they're talking about active time, engaged time on any given app. But prorated per minute if necessary, $6 an hour or 15% of your earnings, whichever is the lower number. Contributions must be made monthly within 15 days after the end of the month. Contributions are assigned based on individual workers' service in a transaction. So benefits provided. Mandatory workers' compensation or occupational accident insurance. This is getting a little strange now. See, that's like W-2 talk right there.
Mm-hmm.
Workers' comp, really? But this isn't a W-2 play or anything. It's just weird. Optional health. This is cool. Health insurance, paid time off, retirement benefits, or other benefits. Workers can opt out of benefits and receive half of the contribution as compensation. So all of those stupid things that we never would use through these companies, like in the other states that pass them, you guys can just cash them in for half their value. To me, that's cool because I wouldn't use any of that crap through a company, one of these. I mean, you might watch, you get your medical going, you're deactivated the next day. That's fun. Like, up to 5% of contributions may be used for administration, meaning out of each person, so the total, just to keep the thing running. Workers' benefit management. Workers can select their benefit provider and change providers once a year during an open enrollment period. That's if you're going to take that health. Information on available benefit providers must be easily accessible. So really, if you guys know from the other states, it's just it's Obamacare with like an Uber or a DoorDash bow on it. It's the same price. They're just getting you what the open market gets you during December and early January. Qualified benefit provider requirements must be a nonprofit with 501c3 status. Board must include workers or their representatives, must act in workers' best interests with fiduciary responsibility, must have sufficient financial resources, including cash reserves and liability coverage. Department role: establish rules for qualification and compliance of benefit providers and contracting agents, create a fee structure to fund compliance efforts, administer workers' compensation and help workers select benefit providers. And then we're right at the end here. Compliance and legal action. Workers can bring a private lawsuit against a contracting agent for failure to comply with contribution requirements. So that's cool in itself because that just tore up their TOS and not being able to come after them. And that's just on this respect. The Act's provisions do not affect determinations on worker employment status under, and it has a ruling. So the implementation, the Act takes effect 6 months after enactment. The Department of Labor may take anticipatory actions to implement the act prior to its effective date. There we go. Where to start? Any questions? You got anything? I don't know. It's interesting. I like that they're putting in the health insurance, paid time off, retirement. But like, I don't want that with these companies. Just give me the money. You know, I don't like that it comes to this and that this is where we've gotten to. But the contributions of 15% of your earnings during the month, but $6 per hour, whichever is less, that could be substantial.
You think?
Like I was thinking for you, Kim, like we'll just keep it at like your DoorDash numbers that you put out there. If you did 1,000 a week only, just DoorDash, okay? You're gonna do $4,000. I mean, that's not bad. That's like not bad residual income.
Yeah.
Or whatever you're gonna call it, extra income, because you're not gonna get the $1 per hour. It's gonna be the 15%, but still you're gonna get, you know, you're gonna get $600. Did I do that right? No. Yeah, $600. So if you made $4,000 in the month on an app, you would get at the end of the month, within 15 days of the end of the month, you would get a $600 check. I don't know. I'm not a fan. You guys know I'm not a fan of all this stuff. I'm not a fan of all these that are going on, especially when there's dollar amounts behind them. But this is it. We just broke it down. Don't know if anybody else has any questions on it. This is what they've proposed. This is what they have. They've actually had a final read of it, and this is the final read version, which is 5 pages. It's not long. That I took these from, but
now I know it got put in. Was it a couple of days ago? I don't know how long it takes for them to rule on something like this.
Well, I think you got it. Unless I caught it wrong, you got the ruling.
Oh, did it? Because it wasn't clear on the website.
Okay, I think you got it. At least if you didn't, you haven't. It sounded like unless something crazy happens, you have the support to have it. So when they do the vote, you'll get it. But the other thing that people have been asking me about, guys, I really have nothing on the Pennsylvania one. Pennsylvania's got this weird one. It's like, it reminds me of the PRO Act. It's just changed every 2 weeks and it really goes nowhere. But the other one is and this is, in fact, this is straight off DoorDash's website. There's news articles too, but this one's a little different.
Before we go into Pennsylvania real quick, I don't have
anything on Pennsylvania. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say the one thing I had a problem with, and this is what I was talking about this week, is literally the day before that they were supposed to convene on this, DoorDash sent out a massive email, and I know they've done this in other states, saying, you know, it's so wrong for DoorDash. You're going to lose money. It was a big scare tactic. And at the bottom, it said, you know, I forgot what the button said. Basically, hit this now and we can send a letter on your behalf to your state representatives. So I think a lot of times Dashers just see something like that and go, oh my God, I don't want my compensation to, you know, I don't want to lose money. And then they hit on it and they're now encouraging DoorDash to talk on their behalf. And if you look at the one that was sent to us, it was actually powered by Dash Roots. And you know, Steve, I've done tons of research on Dash Roots about year and a half ago when it first came out. The minute you sign up for Dash Roots, and a lot of people don't understand this because it's in the very fine print, they now can use your information, including your address, any information they have on you to send to any legislation that they feel that they need backing on, even if you don't agree with it. So I'm just going to say, just be careful of what you sign and what you sign up for, and always read the fine print, because they have a habit of tricking drivers into doing stuff that you normally probably wouldn't do. Have your own voice. If you're going to talk to, send something yourself to your own legislation or representative on your behalf. Don't let someone talk for you, whether you agree with the bill or don't agree with the bill.
I agree. I think that even if you fully agree with, because they can be clever with their wording too, even if you fully agree with them, just close it. Look, guys, I'll say this. I can't prove this, but I don't think anything is ever held against you. If you're in a position of that, like, if I don't do this, will I get scarred by them? No, they have way too many to process. They're not checking that. They don't care. They're just trying to put it in front of you like, hey, you're going to lose your money if you don't click this button right here.
It was a scare tactic to say, hey, listen, it's going to be like New York and Seattle. If this comes into play, you're not going to get orders. Customers aren't going to order. Like, it was like a whole huge scare tactic. And whether I agree with it or don't agree with it, that's besides the point. Like, DoorDash has a habit, in a way, just like this email, of using your name and your information to get what they want. So just be careful. It's the only thing I'm saying.
Yeah, Bubba Sue, the way that it read to me was that it was just if you work 40 hours. Because it's building into the portable benefit system. The whole portable benefit system is built on it's built on all the independent contractors, traditional too. They're like saying that, they're saying 60. We know Mike Karubi and I've said over 70 easy, but they're saying over 60 million independent contractors in the US. So they know it. They're seeing the future as portable benefits. People want to take their benefits with them. If they're going to pay into things, they want to be able to take that wherever they go. So this portable benefits thing is actually becoming more and more in a lot of these legislations. But I would say exactly what Kim said. You might agree with what they're saying, but look it up on your own, because it's never, I feel safe saying this, it's never in your best interest what they're doing. Maybe it helps you specifically, but it's never thought out of what's in the driver. It's totally what helps DoorDash.
Yeah. The thing with this
Or
is
any of
DoorDash
us.
doesn't want to pay out of pocket for the benefits. That's part of the portable benefits, is what they're getting at. And what they were flat out saying that if we have to pay out of pocket, it's going to come from the customer, not from us. And they're going to do it through fees in order for you to get your benefits. So DoorDash is like, no, I'm wiping my hands. I'm not paying it. The customer is paying for it, and you're the ones who are going to pay the price for it.
I think that's part of where you're going to see a lot of, like in California, a lot of people don't use those part of the benefits of Prop 22. They just count on the money part, that check, but they don't use the health care and the retirement. They don't have the option to cash it in at half a value though, too. Because honestly, like DoorDash and these other companies do have to pay for those. They're not just free and they're like trying to pretend like they're worth money. They actually do have to pay for your health insurance and whatnot. So to only have to pay you half, it's actually a win for them, because they're in other states, they're already having to pay for it and people aren't even optimizing it. But they have to pay for these big plans. I don't know. But it's little things like this, it just sounds closer and closer to a W-2. But as long as they can keep it portable benefits. So in Georgia, just real quick, what they're doing is, for those that didn't know, I'm getting off the DoorDash page, you guys. This is called the DoorDash announces portable benefits saving pilot program expanding to Dashers in Georgia. That's the title on the DoorDash.com page. Of course it is. It's a long title. It's stupid. It's very DoorDashy. But they are talking about that Georgia expenses covered under this program can include retirement, savings, health, dental, vision, and paid time off. But here's where it gets a little weird. I'm just going to jump right down to what they say you're getting. So through the portable benefits platform Stride. So you also have to use Stride to do this. So if you used to use Stride, I know Kim did, she moved on to other things. You have to go back to it if you want to do this. Participants in Georgia can allocate their portable benefits savings to categories most relevant to them, as well as access helpful information about the benefit offerings. Georgia Dasher, so here's what you need to do to get into the pilot program. You need to earn at least $1,000 in the first quarter of 2025. So by the end of March, you had to have made $1,000 on DoorDash. If you've done that, you qualify. And then for the duration of the pilot, which runs through July of 2025, it doesn't really run that long. Participating Dashers will receive deposits from DoorDash equal to 4% of their pre-tip earnings. That all makes sense. So like if you make, again, if you're doing $1,000 a week, you're going to get $40 that is put into a portable benefits for you. And you're also going to be eligible for these other things. I don't see a way like with New Jersey to cash them out, but
$40 a week for $1,000, right? Is that what you just said?
Yeah, it's 4%.
I just think of a cost of benefits. What is that really going to do?
I know. And then it has this is on the DoorDash page. I chose it over the article because the article read better, but I wanted it to be DoorDash writing, because here's the third one that they put. Participating Dashers will be able to contribute personal funds as well, and the account and all funds will remain portable with them. So wait a minute. DoorDash isn't at all putting in any money to the personal fund. Of course you can put money into it, but they're not matching you dollar for dollar or anything. So why are they even talking about this? And it literally says, and the portable benefits will remain with your portable. So you're saying that I can go deposit my money into something and when I want it, it's still mine? Wow, thanks. I don't know. This is literally they say that this is a blueprint pilot that they want to launch in other cities, Minnesota, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin. First of all, Minnesota, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin, fight this at all costs. This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And Georgia people, I'm sorry. Let's yell at your lawmakers, because I'm with Kim. 4% of your earnings is just almost a pain in the butt to even do it. It's money, but it's like another, like Kim was saying, it's another tracking thing they have on you. Now they're like tracking all this other crap about you. Who knows even what? I don't know. And then Tom's been quiet. What do you think about both these, Tom, the New Jersey or the Georgia?
My answer is always going to be the same on these, Steve. Anytime it comes to the government, get your hands out of here. I just don't want your hands in this for anything.
Yeah.
This is a free market economy. That's what gig working is all about. I don't want them touching anything one way or the other. And if we don't like it, we'll quit driving.
Yeah.
I just don't want them touching us.
Yeah, Life of Richard is in the chat. And he lives in Georgia, and he says I don't like it. So, I mean, I don't like it either, man. And this is, again, guys, this is here. Wait, I gotta be able to somehow put this in the chat, because you guys can see it on the DoorDash page yourself. It's to me, it's kind of comical. But I don't know. I mean, who would want this? I wouldn't want this. And I'd almost be mad that this was the best that they were trying to do something, and that there were lawmakers who were like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. Really? Wait, I'll have to do it through another way. But anyway, okay, back to what I had. So I had this other story. Neither of you guys read it.
No. Not gonna lie.
Is it the one about the chicken wings?
Yeah, did you read it?
Yeah, I kind of read it real quick, but it reminds me of the story that I mentioned. What was it, last week or the week before? Yeah. So can you walk, because it's odd, and again, it's an Uber, and I like how at the end it's like pointing out, see, this doesn't happen on DoorDash, where we check your
where we check your what is it, your business license number. And I was thinking, really, because I've been following the Rico case, and they're actually absolutely all over you too, DoorDash.
Oh, they mentioned that? I didn't even get to the end of it. So, well, pretty much the gist of it is this guy ordered chicken wings, barbecue chicken wings. It's actually a really funny article when you read it.
Yeah.
Like he has when he says like no siree Bob, like who writes that? Anyways. So he was saying that, you know, he was feeling pretty lazy and he wanted to order some food. So his comfort food is barbecue chicken wings. So then he mentioned that he placed the order on Uber for a restaurant called BT Wings.
Yep.
He said they had very professional photos on their picture, like on their site and everything. So everything looked good. Then it said that BT Wings was using their own employees to deliver the food, not Uber Eats contractors. Okay. That's like already just us being in this.
Right. Then why are you in the Uber Eats app?
Why are you in the Uber Eats app if you're not using the drivers? Okay, that's first red flag, but as a customer, you might not know. Then he said after about 50 minutes, he started to get hungry, actually hangry. And he went to the app and it said to call the restaurant directly if there are any problems. I've never seen anything in the Uber app that tells you call the restaurant directly if there are any problems.
No.
Have you guys?
No.
Like I've never seen that. Usually Uber wants to take care of it themselves. So that's another red flag. Or like the system, the automated system wants to take care of it.
Yeah.
He said, but then the phone number is not a local phone number. So already you're waiting forever for your order. The phone number is not a local phone number.
But I do have to pause there and say, you know, about that, a lot of numbers are masked these days. So like it's tough to know, you know, like I might get fooled by that too. Like knowing it, I know that it's Ann Arbor and I can't remember. I'm from Michigan. It's like 734 is their prefix or their area code. But it's but whatever it was, I mean, people use like Google numbers or even whatever. They mask a lot of stuff that comes in.
That is true.
So, I mean, like a lot of people could get fooled by that, but go ahead. Yeah.
So then he said that he called the phone number anyways, and it played on hold music and then hung up on him. So then he called a few more times over the next hour. Now, mind you, he's still waiting for his food. Like, this guy still didn't get his food.
Why didn't he just call Uber?
Because the app told him to call the restaurant directly, right?
That's what I'm saying. Like this is Uber's app. This is Uber Eats' app. This is how little oversight they have on it. They don't even know that there's a prompt saying just call us.
Then he says that the app told him, which lied to him, that his food had been delivered, but it had not. So this is very similar to that story that I mentioned last week or 2 weeks ago about that restaurant that did not exist, right? So then he said that his investigation started. That's when he started looking into the BT Wings and, you know, the area code that was there is not the same area code that they're in. And then there was no online presence whatsoever other than the Uber Eats platform for that restaurant. And the address that they put was actually the address for a Chipotle restaurant. And there were 86 people that ordered from there, and every single one of those ratings were 1 star. So he's like,
why would you order from somewhere that only has 1-star ratings?
I don't understand. This entire thing to me just seems like you were asking for trouble, but whatever. Okay, fine. So that's when he realized that this was a scam, and he contacted Uber to see how he can get his money back. But the problem is that we all know this, everything is automated with Uber. So he wasn't able to reach anybody, not a single human, he said. So then after that, that's when he mentioned that he DM'd them on X. Because obviously, side note, guys, if there's ever anything that's going on with any company, go on X. They usually have a lot of reps that will answer you very quickly.
I shout out to Instacart all the time.
Yeah. Shout out. So then he got an email back from them. And through that whole process, it took about an hour, right? Then he drove to the store This guy went really far. He drove to the store to see, is it really BT Wings or not? Like if it's really a Chipotle. That's when he realized that it is really a Chipotle. So he's emailing Uber. Nothing's happening with that.
He's
He didn't
lost.
get his money
He's
back.
lost, and he does mention that he used the AI interface that you can use, but I've used it too. And I've got to tell you that you used to be able to like just kind of, you know how like you'd get the like back in the day, you'd call a number and it'd be like, please listen to the menu selection. You just hit 0 like 1,000 times so you get an operator. And it's kind of like that though. Like it used to kind of be like, get me somebody, get me a person. And by the third time they would. They don't anymore. If you can't get to through the right hoops, you don't get to people anymore.
Exactly. So then he really tried. It's so funny because he even went on the Secretary of State's website. Like he went really far to try to reach somebody. And finally, someone from Uber contacted him, like a real human contacted him. And he asked for an interview because he said, this is not normal. They have now scammed 96 people because he kept going back to see the reviews and it just kept going higher and higher and higher. So he filed a scam report with the FBI and the FTC. This guy went really far.
I respect this guy.
really far for some chicken wings. I don't even know if it says how much he got. But the final result, 2 days later, they investigated and had taken action into the case. They said that they could not approve an interview because fraud is an ever-evolving issue that we fight on an ongoing basis. But they offered him a statement saying that they're deeply, this experience is deeply frustrating and doesn't live up to our standards. We've taken the steps to make it right. You know, the typical blah, blah, blah that Uber says. But he didn't get anything.
I know, dude. This is nothing. But you know what he did get? He probably has like email responses and stuff. He can go, you know, that's fine. Here's the email response from the FBI, the FTC, that's fine. You don't have to give me my $20 worth of nuggets.
But like this guy went to the FBI.
Yeah, he went to the FBI and he still got nothing.
Oh wow.
I don't understand.
I mean, this is where Uber support is at now. And it's not just Uber. I'm picking on any of them that size. They're just to the point of literally they've eliminated humans.
And then funny thing, he went on the Uber app again just to check and the restaurant is still there. At 110 1-star.
And that's the other thing. That's what the FTC is looking into.
Oh my gosh.
So
wow.
Like the FTC is like going, I think that you guys have illegal restaurants on here. And they're like, no, that was only back in the days when Kim and Steve used to talk about it in Washington, D.C. with this one pizza place. And it was just that one, we swear.
Oh my God.
And yet every day in every market, there's these fake restaurants.
Yeah.
They don't have a license. They don't have I think is it an NEIC? I can't remember that you need to operate. They don't have anything. And they're just like, they're like, you're a real restaurant, right? And they're like, of course. And they're like, you're good. Just set up, start selling stuff.
I have some pictures.
I mean, they don't have a team that said, you know what? Look, when you order from this place, it gives you a warning that says to call their restaurant directly. We can't have that.
So crazy.
And all this is going on, and they don't even think maybe we should pull it down.
No, still there.
It's like I don't get it. I get that the world's moved autonomous. I'm working other apps. I mean, I'll tell you guys one for real. Curry is complete automated now. 100%. Now the automation has gotten better, but if you can't find what you need, you kind of just have to do workarounds to try and get to a text box at some point, not even a person, somewhere you can just type. I mean, this is where they're headed. This is the new streamlining of how they think that another way they'll make money is to eliminate people.
So crazy.
You know, it's like, we don't need people. We got this stupid computer that that doesn't give any refunds to people because it can't, just loops you forever. I don't know. Nobody has anything to say on that one. I'm kind of shocked. Tom, you know,
It's not been my experience.
no, I just mean like from the years of them doing this, wouldn't you think that after this, like Uber'd be like, okay, that restaurant's pulled.
You would think.
Well, like, what are they waiting for? Like, they could do the same thing the guy did. Hey, go over there and see if that's really a. No, it's a Chipotle.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's a Chipotle.
I don't know. I just, it's too crazy to me. I know weird things happen. I have been super frustrated by having to deal with the automation level of support. Luckily, I think most of us veterans know that for the most part, I'm not trying to belittle it, but support isn't usually your friend. And I mean, you really need a reason. You really need a reason to call support. Like, I'm not going to waste my time for $5 or something. I'm just going to move on.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
This guy
I
went to
hate
the
to say
FBI.
that. You know, if they start doing it every time, I would be like, dude, what are you doing? Like, but I feel like my time is way more worth. What is going on?
Ooh, cray.
Hold on, guys. I'm checking one thing. Yeah. Hey,
gosh.
thank you, Cray Cray.
Just talking about the price of eggs. I heard the price of eggs are crazy over there.
Ridiculous.
Yes, Christopher Taylor. I heard about that.
Sorry, guys. I was just dealing with one thing. Yeah. And so, yeah. Thank you, Cray Cray. Thank you, Christopher Taylor, everything. And, but yeah, so this, I don't know, to me, if this is going to be it, if this, like, how are we going to, and then think about all the people who ask you for advice. Like, I got to call support. I mean, are you just going to be like, yeah, that's the number. Good luck. Like, are you going to be like, listen, there is no support.
There is none.
It is what it is, man. Like,
But before,
Seriously.
like, what was it, year or 2 years ago, you would actually call Uber support because you would actually get compensated. Like, say, like someone else came for the order, you would get your $3, and you're like, okay, at least I got $3 out of it. Now that doesn't even exist, so cancel and move on, right?
Yeah.
yeah, I would think so. You guys, the pausing tonight is just to make sure. Listen, we keep it really clean in here. All opinions are welcome. I don't even know. I haven't seen anything, but just keep it clean. You know, we like to laugh. We like to have a good time. We like to talk about any subject, even you guys want, but just keep it clean, guys, please.
Christopher Taylor, you got to take out a personal loan for a dozen eggs.
Even then, dude, I think you're gonna have to, like, the store's gonna have to know you too. Like, if you were just like, well, here's my, you know, like, let me get the loan work, they'll be like, we haven't seen you in here before. We're not just gonna be giving you eggs, buddy.
That's right. We're going to take out a second mortgage on the house.
Yeah, exactly. So Tyler makes a good point there, though, for Uber with the $3. Says you definitely do still get compensated for orders on Uber. You just have to ask to speak to a supervisor.
Yeah,
I
I
mean-
did that the other day, and they still said no.
Are
They
you
said,
talking
have a good
about- are you
day.
talking
Thanks
about this
for-"
one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so okay, so I agree, because you guys have, I mean, the thing I did with Sergio and Chris about the wrong people delivering, I got that meal comped, and I got, like, whatever that meal's total was in credit on my account.
Really?
Yeah, but this is like 3 months ago now. This is in the last year, and I guess, like, this, I don't know. I needed support for something, and it wasn't Curry. I'm trying to remember what it was, and it was just, I could tell what it was doing. I could tell it was just looping, and it kept, because it kept giving the pre responses that you could just push, and usually, like, the AI can read okay, he's last said this, he needs one of these 4 things. But I always thought those were just shortcuts to not have to type it. But now it's like, if you don't push one of those 4, you can't move on to, there's no typing.
Wow.
You have to pick one of those 4, and like whatever I had an issue with, it wasn't on there. So I don't know. I think that, I don't know. I think there should always be a button that says, I need a person. Stop.
Yeah.
Especially on the customer side. Are you kidding me? You have a fake restaurant that's located at Chipotle. So Uber's database didn't even match the 2 addresses and say we already have a restaurant there. I'm just blown away by the simplicity things that.
No, I not that I talk positively about DoorDash a lot, but I will say every time I actually physically call, not do the typing, but actually call DoorDash, I always get a person to talk to. Always. They might not be the most helpful people, but you at least talk to
with DoorDash.
Yeah,
with DoorDash, I do too. I've never ordered from DoorDash. I have ordered from Uber Eats. I just got too big of a beef with DoorDash, but I as a driver, yes, you usually can, but they still do the AI too. But you can usually go, dude, no.
No, you can usually just go on and say, speak to an agent.
Well, however it is, yeah.
Speak to an agent, and then eventually someone will come on and they'll solve your problem. So I will talk positively about that. You might get an
they'll
automated
try to solve your problem. They'll try really.
You might be reading from a script, but you'll get a person.
Right. Yeah. No, you will.
This is true though too, with roosters crowing in the background. Yes.
Yeah. That's that kind of thing. That kind of stereotype reminds me of Instacart, like not mail option.
Well, that's not a stereotype. That actually happened.
So did the not mail option. They just say cancel. It's like, spin the wheel again. Give me a girl. Come on. Like, guys don't know how to shop. And I really take offense to that.
You always have.
Do more Instacart orders and then record them.
I'll just go tell them what I do on Twitter. Twitter. It's where you guys should be.
Oh.
Do you want to hear a funny story about Uber support?
Sure.
It's sad funny. So as many of you know, it's been mentioned on here, I think my best friend just died of cancer last week before. But I got the chance to fly up to Chattanooga to see him. When I was changing planes in Atlanta, I had a card charge email from Uber charging me $25 for an accident investigation.
What?
What?
Yeah. So I immediately called the driver hotline. And being Diamond, of course, I immediately got somebody. And he said, and I quote, and I said, I don't understand what you're saying. I can't understand what you're saying. I'm an accredited airport. Can you speak up? And I'm like, can you connect me with somebody who I can understand? Because I can't understand you. 5 minutes goes by, 10 minutes goes by. Hello. Yes.
Hello. Not this is Uber or anything.
My name's Tom, and I want to talk to you. I've got this charge from Uber on my Uber card for this $25 accident investigation. Hold on. Wait, no. They're gone. Yes, I was on hold. I was telling somebody that I got this charge for an accident investigation. I haven't been in any kind of accident. I'm not driving today. I don't know where this charge came from. I do not speak English.
No.
Okay. Hold on.
You just
did. Connect me with the manager. Okay. Now I've been on the phone for 40 minutes at this point. and I haven't actually talked with anybody. So I finally get a woman who's on there, and we're going to fix everything. Everything we fix. Okay, all right. So I told her the whole thing, and she said, "Oh, I can't help you with that." I said, "Well, why not?" She said, "Because that's on your Uber card." I said, "Yeah, but the charge came from Uber to me as a driver about an accident investigation." "Okay, I send you email." "Well, no, I won't." Look, I'm about to get on a plane. My friend's dying. I don't have time for this, blah, 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 blah. And I said some things I probably shouldn't have said at that moment. I admit it, okay? And she said, "You don't need to get upset, sir." I said, "Not upset, okay?
I'm pissed.
I really need you to put my money back on my card, okay? Just put my money back on my card. I send you email." So we hang up, and I get on the plane, and I realize, oh, wait a minute, $25. That's how much my Uber ride cost this morning when I went to the airport.
Oh no.
I never
No.
did get an email from them.
The best part that you just said is that it's your fault, and they couldn't figure it out. They're like going, "What do we do?"
I never got an email about, because I thought they were going to send me a form to fill out, which at least was something. You know, it was like, thank you. I've got something happening now. I can fill out this form.
Wow.
And it did say accident investigation. But what was weird was the email came in on my app. It wasn't there by the time I landed in Chattanooga. The bill was still, the $25 was still taken out, but the email was gone about the accident investigation.
Wow. Okay, so I have a question for all of us. Out of all the supports that you guys deal with, who has the worst support?
Skip the dishes.
Uber.
They're all awful.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends.
It's
such a hard call. It depends on who you get. If you
That
just
was
get
why the
Uber,
question. That's why I asked
a-
the question. It's a hard question to answer.
Yeah, as a DoorDash customer and an Uber Eats customer, when I've had problems with delivery, DoorDash tends to fix it within a few seconds.
Yeah.
Uber Eats, it gets fixed, but it's a lot more work.
And they want everything documented, like you were saying. They want emails. You got to email.
I call DoorDash and say, "Hey, look, I just ordered 3 hamburgers and I only got 2 hamburgers and a ham sandwich." And they'll say, "We're so sorry. Do you still want the other hamburger?" And if I do, they deliver it. And if I say no, but they'll still count me all or part of my order. I mean, it all happens very quickly, and it's like resolved before the driver's hardly off my street.
I think Uber, for me, has the worst out of all of them. However,
Did you say
Grubhub,
Uber?
yeah. However,
Okay.
Grubhub, if you have like a major problem, they don't know how to deal with any major problem at all. They'll send you a form, like Tom said with Uber. They'll just send you a form, fill out the form, and then you fill it out, and then you get like nothing done. Like it's happened to me so many times.
I changed my answer. Naz is right. You can't reach Instacart.
No, you can't.
Well,
That is true.
let me answer the reverse question. I'll ask it to everybody. Who has the best? And I actually have an out of the box instant answer, and it's going to blow your mind.
Delivered.
Rhodey.
Really?
Rhodey answers the phone. Rhodey, what can we do for you? And they're like, "You're on this call. What do you need?" "I need you to pay me better and act like you're acting right now." Like,
yeah.
Why
Mine
aren't
is
you this
delivered.
good?
Mine is delivered by far. You text
Delivered
them,
first.
they answer. You call them,
Yep.
they answer. Like to me, delivered has the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all
And delivered's good too. Like, is it 4 hours before? If it's 4 hours or more before now, you can cancel without any effect on your. Is it 4?
Yeah, one of the best updates they've done.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, I mean, Delivered's is great. I am not on Deliver that yet. I have no idea. I just did another Zifty yesterday. Zifties are weird. I feel like if I haven't had to, but I could see Zifties being one of the worst. Just because they are this floating thing that just doesn't seem to even have people. They're like, just go here and do this, and you'll get paid. Shut up. It's like, all right, like there's just nothing in the interface other than an offer, and like there's no ratings, there's no prior stuff. It's just an ugly app that's just like, here's an offer. You want to do it? Okay. Their offers are pretty good, but I mean, if you needed support, I could see them being one of the worst. Christopher Taylor has a good point. Shipped. I could see, I've never needed them and I'm not on them anymore. I could see Shipped being really good because Shipped is specific to Target and a few other things. But Tom, do you have a best?
Like I said, DoorDash, the ones that have helped me.
So Cheyenne, what about you? Skip the Dishes is the worst?
Yeah, Skip is the worst, but then there's also Instacart that's pretty bad. What's weird? So with Uber, I think it's because I don't contact them. Maybe that's why I don't really have any issues with them. But whenever I do contact them, I get through pretty easily.
Okay, so real quick in the chat before we wind this down and say goodnight, I just want to see what your comments are. When you're driving whatever platforms you work, when you're multi-apping, whatever you do, put a thumbs up if even sometimes you avoid calling support when really you're due. You probably should. You're owed some money. Something went wrong. You need to inform them. Just put a thumbs up if sometimes you just don't do it because you're like,
I avoid support at all costs. At all costs. Like it has to be something like bad for me to call support. Most of the times, like I can solve it on my own unless like I get to a point I'm like, no, I really need to call it.
Here they all come. Thumbs up, thumbs up.
If they owe me money, I'm contacting them.
I mean, it's
to
too
me,
bad.
It depends on how much. If it's like $1, $2, I'm like, it's not worth calling.
Well, you do other orders at the same time.
I mean, look, I guess this ended up being much about customer support. Is it all going to be automated? Is it just going to be like the algorithm? Like, we don't know what's going on with the algorithm and we don't have support agents anymore. So we have no idea what's going on with this company. So don't even audit or ask us questions because we're out of the loop too. We just own it.
Yeah.
But with that said, you guys in Jersey, whether you like it or not, if it gets kicked through, you're going to have it. So use it. I mean, don't turn down the free money, but it's kind of strange, but it's, and I would suggest to all of you to really do your research. Like Kim was saying about don't join into anything. They just are trying to say, do this or else you're screwed. Like, no, there's always another way around. Just close that box.
It's always in their favor. It's never in the driver's favor. Like they're always trying to get something out of you that benefits them. That's the only thing I'm saying is just be careful.
Exactly. And what I was adding to when you did say that was, I was just kind of saying, if you were to happen to have an instance, well, this one thing they did help me, you just got caught in the net of what helped them. Like they weren't, in case you're new or you're new to gig apps and stuff, they did not do something for you. It was for them. And it just appeared like, oh, they did something for me. No, they never do. So you're just kind of on your own with these apps, which is kind of like independent contractorship. And, hopefully we don't need the support. But it seems like another cost they're cutting. Like, okay, well, we can't afford these call centers. Just let the robots run it. We are 3 weeks out from the 3-year anniversary. Please be here that night. We're gonna have Gary, Hannibal, Dash. We're gonna have Tom, Cheyenne, Kim, and I. And I don't think Michelle Sleet will be back yet, but we're gonna have all of us. It's gonna be fun. Maybe Hannibal can bring some of his 2,000 to 3,000 that watch his lives now over here. I mean, I saw it. One of his today. He had 2,200 people in it for a Tiffany Henyard meeting. I was like, wow. But you guys, thank you for joining. Tomorrow, 3:30 p.m. I'm going to do a live on what this is going on in Colorado. Kind of put the final pieces to it because I've got some stuff. And if any of you have screenshots and you're in Colorado, steve@ridesharerodeo.com, send them to me. I do already have some, and I can show you what's going on. And We'll run through it. It'll take about just an hour, and it'll be the entire thing. Like what happened, what the lawsuit was that lost, and then that, and then what they're doing now that it's in effect, because they're doing some things. So with that said, it's a wrap for this week. Thank you everybody for watching and listening. Till next week, be safe, earn smart, and
Kindness is always free.
there it is. Good night, guys.
Looking for a better way.